Hey guys, it's Melissa. In this video, I am going to show you how to print your own fabric and then turn it into a cute little fabric bag. So this is a really easy and fast beginner project if you are just getting started with your Printmoda, which is a fabric printer, or if you are looking for a way to print your own fabric at home, whether it is patterns that you can then cut and print out, or if you want to put applique, embroidery patterns printed, you can do that. There's a ton of stuff that you can do, but this is a really good beginner project because it's simply just printing one sheet of a pattern on a fabric and then on the fabric roll, cotton fabric roll that is in the Printmoda, that comes with the Printmoda. So let's get started. We are pairing our Printmoda with SE2000 in the sewing mode. Let's go. All right, so here we are starting in Silhouette Studio. You're gonna go to File and you're gonna go to Print Page Setup. And what that's going to do is open up your page setup for your printer. Now, I have a Mac, so if you're on a PC, it might look a little bit different. As long as you have the drivers for the Printmoda installed, you will see these options, okay? And if you don't have them installed, go back to my setup video so that you can get all the software and everything set up for your Printmoda before you attempt to print. Okay, so format, so I don't like it when it says any printer. I want to put my specific printer, and you can see, here's all my printers. Okay, so the Printmoda is this one up here at the top, Brother HL. So I'm going to select that, and then you have paper size. So this is totally up to you, but you can print on a roll. Now it's always going to be a max of 11.69 inches wide, but you can print the roll even longer. Now I will tell you, if your design is only like 8 by 11 and you have your page setups to print on a roll that's 20 inches, you're gonna end up wasting a bunch of roll material. So try to make the paper size similar in size to what you're actually doing. So for that reason, I'm going to pick this one here that says 11 by 6, 11.69 by 877. That's as close as I can pretty much get, okay? And then I'm gonna click OK. Now what that does is it just sets, see this area here? That's what that's set. But I wanna confirm that, so I go into page setup, and here where it says media size, now this is where I'm going to select printer. You do not wanna put the custom size or anything like that. As long as you did that page setup, printer setup, when you click printer here, it is going to pull the settings that you selected. So now I can actually enlarge my image a little bit, make sure that it prints. Okay, so now I'm basically ready to print, okay? And I'm gonna go to File again, and this time instead of Print Page Setup, I'm gonna click Print. So again, if you do not have your drivers set up for your Brother Printmoda, they are not going to be here. So select your Brother Printmoda, and what you're gonna have are these options down here. Now these, I say this about every printer, and I say it in every video about printing, never take the defaults, okay? Even if you end up taking them, you at least want to go through and make sure that they are what you want. So see these little like arrows or carrots here, they expand. So select them. Again, you never wanna take the default or auto. You wanna tell it what you're doing. So for this case, we're gonna say that we want it to print from roll 2. So roll 2 is the roll that is in tray 2. Paper, you wanna tell it, are you printing on fabric or paper? Now, I just picked Brother BP. To be honest with you, you can put fabric if you want, but I think that this one works best. And then quality, again, if you want more ink to lay down, click best. If you're normal, and if you're just doing this as like a mock-up or something like that, you can select draft. I'm gonna keep it at normal. Same thing, we're gonna go through these other ones. Layout, is there anything here that you need to change? I do not, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Anything in this next one? Again, a lot of this part is just ensuring that the selections are what you want. Do you want a watermark on there? I definitely do not want that. Finishing option. This is going to give you more options. So output bin, like you can tell it what you want to do. I'm just going to leave it how it was. And then printer info is basically the utility, and it is going to tell you, you know, what the model name is. If you're looking for that on your network, it's going to tell you how much ink you have left and so forth. Now, at this point, you are ready to print. So mine is currently in standby mode, and it's telling me the paper tray is empty, but I'm not even printing on paper, so I'm not going to worry about that. So when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and click print. Okay, so give your printer a minute and then it will begin printing. Now, if you have trouble and it's not printing or it's printing on paper, go back to my setup video and make sure that you watch the video on how to how to set up the fabric roll, because you are going to want to make sure that that is set up correctly. So here it is. You can slowly see that it's printing. It really doesn't take a whole lot of time, and then it trims it off. That's why it's really important to make sure that you have the page size set up correctly, because if you have something that's like 20 inches long, you're going to end up wasting all of that. So here is the piece of printed fabric. Now, on the back, it has a liner that you are probably going to want to remove. So you can see it looks like a waxy piece. I'm going to remove that, but not quite yet. So for this bag, I'm simply going to take this 8.5 by 11 sheet of fabric, and I'm going to use my paper cutter to cut it in half. Now, I'm going to be able to make 2 out of this. So what I'm going to do with this is literally just make like 2 or 3 simple sewing lines down it, and we'll be done. Seams down it, and we will be done. So here is where you can see that I'm using just a vinyl weeding tool, to be honest with you, to remove the fabric from the liner. So that liner is necessary just to basically stabilize the fabric roll while it's printing. But when it comes off, the roll itself, the fabric itself, it's just cotton fabric. Now I'm folding obviously inside out, and then all I'm going to do with my SE2000, which is a dual sewing and embroidery machine, I'm going to sew. So before I do that, I'm just using my little handheld iron. It's not even an iron, it's a handheld heat press. And I just made that left side seam there because I don't, or fold there because I don't need to sew on that side. And then all we'll do is we'll sew down the long side, and then I'll just rotate 90 degrees and sew along the bottom. Flip it inside out, and you have the cutest little bag. Now, I told you this was a super easy and beginner level project. There's so much that you can do combining not only the Printmoda fabric printer and the SE2000, but also because if you have a silhouette cameo, you can also cut fabric. You can contour cut fabric, because now you can print registration marks. This is like really going to open up a ton of options for you. So I want you to see how cute this comes out. I mean, this is literally, if you're looking for a 30-minute project, this is it. And it's easy enough. Actually, you know, I gave my daughter a sewing machine when she was just a really little girl. She's 16 now, but this is even something that kids could do with a simple beginner sewing machine. But I have my Brother SE2000, which, as I said, is embroidery and sewing, and so I just used that. I will do a separate video on how to switch it between embroidery and sewing, so you can see that as well. But here we go. Just flip this bag in between. Again, each 8.5 by 11 sheet you could make 2 bags for, and these just come out adorable. I think for like Halloween favors or treats, it's just a really fun and unique way. And then you could, you know, personalize it even more by adding HTV to it for each person's name, or a little sentiment, Valentine's sentiment. So I didn't even sew the top. I just left the material raw there, and I used a little ribbon or tie to cinch it after filling it with, you know, some little goodies. And that's it. So if you're looking for more information on any of this stuff, the Printmoda itself, the SE2000, even this little handheld iron I'm using, I will put all of the links in the description below. If you're looking for personalized help, one-on-one help with anything, silhouette studio, sewing, embroidery, the Printmoda, I have all of that. I offer it through Silhouette U, and I will link to that as well in the description below.